Hey, hi everyone. Once again, welcome back to my channel, India Scientist Service. Basically, in the last class, we have just understood what are the methods we can work in the array list there, right? So we have seen add method, okay, add based on index method here, and all other methods we have seen. So if you have not watched that video, please go and watch that video so that you can understand how to work with the array list method there. So what we'll do, guys, in this class, basically, we'll be just understanding here how we can iterate, okay, by using the array list. So that means once we have been store the list of items, how we can display individually. So in this session, we'll be just understanding here by using these three ways. The first one we'll be using by using traditional way, that is for loop. Second one we'll try to understand with the help of for each loop. And then additional to that, we'll be understanding here for each with a Java 8 features. Okay, now? So in today's session, we'll be understanding these three things. In the coming videos, we'll be finding other things also, like cursors, iterator, enumeration, and list iterator, guys. Fine. Okay. So let's go and try to understand here how we can work with that. So first thing is, guys, what we do here will be basically creating the array list here. Let's create one array list. So as I said here, whenever we create a array list, initial capacity will be 10 here. So that means we can store up to 10 elements. Let's do one thing, guys. Let's add some elements here. Let's add randomly. Okay, so I have added the 5 elements in the list here. Now, generally what happens like when you just print here, you will get the elements like this 2, comma 1, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5, because insertion order is preserved. In the last class we have seen, right? Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's see the three ways how we can display all these elements here. First one, display all elements by using for loop. Okay, now I'm passing the list here. So I just want to define a method here. Let's ask the Eclipse to create it here. Okay, so I'll just make public. Fine. So we know that methods can be called from another methods there. Method can be called from another method. So I'm just invoking a method by passing the list here. Fine. So here I can write the code, guys. Here I can write the code here. So write the code here. Fine. So what the first thing is, I'm going to use a for loop. So how we can use a for loop? How we can use a for loop? This is how we can use a for loop here. Now, as I said in the last class, we had the method whose method name is what? Size, which is used to give the size, means number of elements here. And if you want to get an element here, right? If you want to get a element here, we can have a method. I think so. You have remember, guys, what is the method we are using? In the last class, I've shown you the API document. So it is returning what by taking index function. Remember this method? So we had a method whose method name is get, which is taking index. So we can pass the index, which can return the element here. Okay, na? So let's do one thing. Let's take the iteration. Index start from 0. Index less than list dot size. We have a method called as size. Index plus plus. Now we want to call that method. How we can call this method, ma? This method is belonging to the array list. So we got a reference of list, array list here. So list dot get by passing index position, right? Which return what object here. Yes or not? It's written what object or element here. You can say element or object, whatever you can say, right? It return. And finally, you can print on where one console here. Now, if you just look at here, you might be asking the question here, sir, you are storing integer values, but when you're returning here, you are getting the object. Why it's so, sir? Because this method is returning the object because all these are represented as object. Okay, and all these are what integer object, right? In Java we have integer as a wrapper class, right? Integer float that is defined in java.lang package, so which is nothing but list dot add new integer. So I'm creating object here by passing the primitive value, right? So we are using what wrapper classes, we are using what wrapper class. So what is the wrapper class and all the things, I'll making the another separate video. So if you want, please comment me so that I can make this separate video for that also. Okay, na? Right? And whenever we also discuss about something called as generic, at that time also you'll be understanding more. But for the time being here, you just understand that all these are integer objects. And this integer class, this is actually class. This class is defined in java.lang package. You can see here. Okay, na? And this class is a child class of object. Means whatever the classes are there, all these classes of child class of object. Okay, so indirectly. So because we here integer is what type of number, right? And this is the child class of parent class, that is object here. Okay, na? Parent class of object here. Because always all the classes are child class of object here. So okay, na? You remember this one, fine? Okay, if not, I'll be showing with AP document also for you. Okay, or else you can go through because already in the last class I have shown the description there. Fine. Is it clear, guys? Understood? Yeah. So till here is okay. What I meant to say. I hope it's clear for everyone. Yes. Okay, great. So now let's move here. So we are talking about get method. So get by passing what index here, which return what object, because you can just look it here. The get is a method which return the object I'm holding here. Sir, what if that if you want integer only? So we can typecast. We can typecast if you want here integer like this. So you can store in an integer also. There's no problem. Okay, na? So for the timing here, I'm just using object here. So when I'm discussing about generics, we'll be understanding more things about. So let's do one thing. Let's run this application for the time being. Yes, we are getting all the elements individually, one after the another, guys. Yes, this is by using what ma for loop here. So basically here, whenever we use the for loop here, you can see that we can have very clear understand because index start from 0 and we're writing the condition. We are using increment and increment. And based on the index, we are getting the element here. So this is by using for loop. Let's do one thing, guys. Let's move to the next one. What is the next one we are going to use for? By using for each loop. Let's use for each loop. So we use here, write the point here by using traditional for loop. Okay, na? Right. Let's move to the next one. Let's talk here by using for each loop, guys. For each loop. Okay. Let's create here display all elements by using right by using for each loop here. I'm passing the list here. Let's ask the Eclipse to create, guys, now. Let's create here now. Just make public. Even you're making private, no use because we are using within that here. Okay, na? Right, great. Here we'll write the code. Write the code here. So come on, tell me, guys, how we can use a for each loop, guys? We have the syntax. This is how we syntax. We have the column. Now, if you just look it carefully, guys, I'll just zoom in here. So on the right hand side, you can specify the collection or you can specify the array reference, collection reference or array reference. In this collection or array reference, whatever the type is there, that type you can specify here with a reference. This is how the syntax is here. So basically, if you see the syntax of the for each loop, for each means each element is getting here from the respective collections or array. Okay, na? So I'll just add one more points for you to be understand more clearly, guys. So generally here, if you just talk about for each loop, I'll just write the point. So for each loop, it is added from JDK 1.5 version onwards. Okay, now this is specially okay, designed to handle a group of elements like array, comma, collections. Okay, now if you see the syntax, guys, we have for, we have the type, reference collection or array here. Okay. So if you see that in this collection, whatever the elements, that type you can define. So for example, if you're taking integer objects in the collection, you can take the reference or type as a integer. Suppose if it is an employee, you can take the employee. If it is a student, you can take the student. Similarly for the array here, right? I hope it's clear now. So these are the 2 points you can remember here. So when this added more for each loop, this is added from JDK 1.5, and this is added specially to handle group of elements like arrays and collections there. Fine. So if you just look at, guys, if you working with the for each loop, compare with the for loop. In case of for each loop, there is no initialization, there is no condition, there is no increment and decrement. So compared with the for loop here, now if you see that if you want to get only the elements into print here, okay, then you can directly go for each loop here. Fine. Okay, so here we had the list, guys. So I'm just taking the list. And the list, what type of object it is actually? Parent class. We can show the parent class here, reference. So you can write here element also for more understanding. And then you can print on the console. That's it. Over, guys. So simple, guys. We had a list. In this list, we had the object. So I'm taking one more object and printing the console. So for each element, we are picking and storing in a variable. And then you decided what you want to do here. Right? I was just printing on the console here. Fine. I hope it's clear for everyone, guys. Let's print on the console. Yes. So first one by using traditional for loop, and second one by using what? For each loop here. So perfectly is working here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's understand the third one, that is by using display all elements by using for each loop with Java 8. Okay, na? By using what? So this is not good practice, guys, by taking so much long method. Okay, this is only for understanding purpose I'm writing. This is not recommended to add this much long names for the methods. I'm telling you, this is not good practice to write all these methods like just only for understanding. Okay, otherwise I can write display elements with a Java 8 loop with a Java 8. Simply also you can write. So I'm just elaborating more for understanding purpose. Okay, na? So it is not good practice. So let's create more for the timing here. So here, just write the code here. Write the code here. Okay, so how we are going to use, guys, now. See, basically one thing you need to understand. So when you want to work with, we had a method in a list. You can see that we had a method in a list which take input as a consumer. So what exactly the consumer is? A functional interface. As of now, you just understand here. Okay, now you just understand one thing as of now for the timing here. It is a functional interface. What interface, guys? It's a functional interface. You can just opening here. I'll just opening here for your understanding. Okay, so this is a functional interface which is having only one method. What is that method, guys? Now accept, which take only one argument and doesn't return anything here. So if you want more about your functional interfaces, what exactly it is here, so please comment me. I can make a separate video. But for the timing here, just need to understand here for each loop, which having a one method, which having one method. So that method is taking input, guys. So I'm just going to pass here as an input. So you can write separately also like this. Consumer, which take one argument like this. And I'm writing the lambda expression. And here I can write a code for printing that value. I'm just writing it. Okay. So functional interface, I'm just importing here. This is, and you can pass here reference of consumer. That's it. Now what is happening, guys, at this point here now? At this point, what is happening? So from the list, we are taking one element, we are passing to this one, and we are written the code for printing purpose. Okay. So this video can be probably understand by the people that means specific this method. Only those people can understand properly who has been work on the Java 8 features. Okay. Those people have not understood this one. Please try to understand as of now. If you want to understand more clearly, more precise way, as of now, I cannot make it. You please comment me, or else definitely I'll be making another couple of videos on the Java 8. So in that, I'll be explaining, okay, the features of the Java 8. In that, you can find something called as, okay, lambda expression also. Fine. And I'll be talking about the functional interfaces. What is a functional interface? What is it? All the things I'll be making to understand here. But for the time being for this video, guys, you just understand that this is one of the functional interface which is having only one method. That method is accept, which take input. So here, instead of taking the separate class and implementing here, or instead of taking anonymous class, I have taken the lambda expression. Okay, lambda expression is nothing but a function without any without any name or any return type here. Okay, and it can be used for more precise way to reduce the code here in a simple way. So generally, this lambda expression can be used to help for referring your functional interface. Referring for functional interface. You just understand as of from this point. Okay. Okay. So what is happening now? In this case, guys, it is taking one element and passing to this one and printing on the console. Fine. So let's see that how we can work with this one. This point here by using for each loop Java 8. I'm just writing here. Again, let's see, guys. Yes, perfectly is working, guys, now. Yes, it is also working. Okay, so you can see here, you're taken traditional for each loop, and Java 8 here. Now, if you just look at here, still, if you want to reduce the code here, instead of writing like this, you can write directly also, guys. So don't worry. I'm just taking here element, or you can write argument also. You can write a simple in a single line here, like this. System dot println. In a very simple way, in a single line. Instead of writing here two lines, I'm writing in a single line here. See? Okay. So not only this, we can also use a method reference. Okay. So for this video is enough for you for understanding. So I request for you to, again, uh, I request for you to repeat this video so that you can understand more precise way here. Fine, right? Clear, guys? I hope is it clear? No doubts. Okay, great. So if you just look at here, as of now, what we have understood is generally when you're working with the array list, I'll just repeat here. We have the three ways as of now to iterate the elements by using traditional for loop, or we can use for each loop as well as for each with a Java 8 here. Fine. And still also we can use the cursors like enumeration, iterator, and list iterator. So that thing we'll try to understand in the coming videos there. Fine. So if you just understood this concept, please comment me and like this video and subscribe my channel, guys. So thank you for watching this video. In the next class, we'll be understanding here about how to work with the process, guys. Thank you so much.